What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with one more hard trance meets melodic trance late 90s hybrid tune. And this one is under the name Molecule, but it's by Christian Sheck, who is most famously known as the Adventist. Now, I did a reaction to the gallery mix of the Adventist track Infinite, which is one of my favorites in, again, a sort of hard trance meets progressive trance hybrid, and that one has a bit of an acid snarl in it. It's not a major component, but it's a recurrent rhythmic component of that tune, and that still remains one of my favorites. But he did an earlier release on the same label as the Adventist, and the label being Mindworks, a German label, and it's called Destination. And all three tunes are very much acid trance, not hard trance in a more general sense, not melodic trance with a really rich, uplifting melody. No, straight away acid trance, all three tunes. And it occurred to me when I looked on YouTube Studio, I haven't reacted to any of those. So this is a precursor to some more Christian Sheck material coming. But yes, I don't know if this is a one-off alias. This is the only record I have by him under the name Molecule. And the tune is called Tell Me, and then parenthetically, No Way. And you hear both of those phrases as vocal samples in the track. We're going to listen to the club mix, which is the one I would often use. Now, this is from 1999, and this is not one that I heard on a mixtape or I became aware of at a party. It's just one in a trance bin in a record shop that I found. And I don't remember, obviously, I just have the inner sleeve for this one. I don't even remember. I think I, used the outer sleeve for one of my acid techno records that I covet and value very significantly, which came only in the inner sleeve. And it's like, you know what? I apologize, old trance record, but I'm taking your sturdy outer sleeve. Nevertheless, this is still a record of significance, even if I stole its outer sleeve for a different record. And as I said, it's from 1999. It's on, is it Suck Me Plasma? Yeah, it's Suck Me Plasma, which I think is also a German label. And as I said, we're going to listen to the club mix of Tell Me, No Way by Molecule, aka Christian Sheck.
Are you trying to tell me that you'll fight against me?
I think this is a placeholder kick. A bit dark, a slight acid flutter. of an alarm synth, that line. Sample, reply.
Are you trying to tell me that you fight against me?
The reply is coming.
Are you trying to tell me that you fight against me?
No, why?
Oh, that bassline shift, I love it.
No, why?
Are you trying to tell me that you fight against me?
No, why?
It does feel not only a bit dark, but dark like sci-fi. It could be in like a Blade Runner movie or something. Oh, I'm telling that like tonal shift in the bass line, it gets me every time.
No, why?
Are you trying to tell me that you fight against me?
No, why?
Like that, like helicopter quality to the main, like backing pad. Uplifting atmospheric backing melody. that backing atmospheric melody,
Are
it
you
reminds...
trying to tell me that you'll fight against me?
No way.
No, why?
But it reminds me a little bit of Infinite. And again, I did a reaction to the gallery mix because that's my favorite, but there's 2 or 3 mixes of it, and they're all good. I just like the sequencing of the gallery mix the best. But yeah, in that one respect, it does remind me of that tune. I think that's a more epic tune overall than this one. This one's a bit more, again, driving and darkly sci-fi. And I like that alarm synth, which gives it a bit of that dark intensity and urgency, even if there's parts of it also which have this uplifting feeling. So, yeah, I would say I maybe place this one a half step below Infinite, though again, it's under a different alias, so maybe it's intentionally a slightly different style. Though that's funny, because as I said, the Destination record by the Adventist is very different from the Infinite release. Infinite is more, again, hard trance meets melodic trance in a late 90s style. The 1996 Destination release is just trippy, evolving acid trance, all 3 tunes. So we'll get to that one, and we'll go through all 3 tracks. But I do like this. It's driving, it's got an intensity, but it's also melodic, even atmospheric and uplifting by the end. So it was sort of a lesser appreciated gem in my catalog, and one that I have seen it turn some heads, or that has turned some heads over time. In fact, great friend of the channel, who followed my old channel going way back, like multiple years back when I was only doing DJ mixes, I wasn't yet doing reactions. Karsten, I remember him commenting on it and saying like, damn, like Molecule No Way, or Tell Me, that's a really good tune. So yes, it's now come back around and I've done a reaction to it, but yeah, just trying to catch up on some of these trance reactions. I'm doing 4 in this batch, but in the coming weeks and months I shall try to go through more tracks in this style, because again, even if acid techno and acid trance and Goa trance were the earliest flavors that I was following and trying to find on vinyl, this subset of trance became maybe not my only calling card, but when I was playing a lot of parties starting in the very late 90s and then especially over the next few years, like 2000 to 2002, I played a lot of sets with this kind of stuff, which again, it was sort of hard trance, a little bit of acid here and there, but some melody as well. It was, and sometimes mixed with a bit of the like trancier end of hard house. So I played a lot of sets with this kind of stuff, so it's nice to reconnect with it now, 25 or so years later. So again, a really cool tune by Christian Sheck. We'll see more from him in the coming weeks and months. From Luca and I, let me know what you think. I will see you next time. Peace.